So when you're stressed, right, what sort of decisions do you make? When you're feeling really anxious and you've got that feeling in your pit of your stomach and your head's just full and you're overwhelmed, what sort of decisions do you make? When you're highly emotional, challenged, and you've got things coming up your left, right and centre, and this pile, this bucket, your bucket's here, right, and you're full, really full, it's actually the water. Just imagine that water just tipping over, that's your bucket right now. And if that is you right now, and you feel like that, then I'm totally with you. This was one of my biggest mistakes early in running my own business, was to feel that I could do it all. And I was the only person that could do all of these different jobs. That I was the only person that really mattered, I suppose, in the nicest possible way. It used to cause me no end of stress. It used to cause me no end of anxiety. And, you know, I grew up with a mum who was a fantastic worrier. She was a lovely mum. I mean, she loved me dearly, and she still does, I hope. But I'm telling you now, she was the Champions League of worrying. Right? She made worrying look so easy, and I'm telling you now. You remember, you might know, if you're under the age of 40, you probably wouldn't know about this. There used to be a thing called the 3-ring rule, right? You'd go round your mate's house, you didn't have a mobile phone, and you'd ring home, right? So you'd get to your mate's house and you'd ring back your home number. You had to ring 3 times, and you leave it, and then your mum will know you're safe. So I'd ring my mum, and within 1 ring, she's picking up the phone, just checking if I'm okay. That's the kind of level of worry that I was conditioned with over the years. Now, I wouldn't change her, because it's down to her that I found my career, right? So I'm fully thankful of my mum, but it just taught me how to worry, right? So I used to worry about loads of little things, and it created this avalanche in business, because you've got so many things that you have to think and worry about: profit and loss, payroll, marketing, sales, service, social media, emails, whatever, you know, Google reviews, whatever you want to call it. There's so many things. Then you've got your staff. Well, that's where a lot of the stress tends to follow up, doesn't it, for us business owners and leaders. So, but something I learned about 7-8 years ago was a very simple saying, which was focus on what you can influence. Spend your time focusing on all of the things you can influence. If you can't control it, move it on, right? So the default question was, can I control it? And I want you to take that, write this down. Can I control it? So what all of your worries, you know, get your worries, right? Write all your worries down, all the things going around in your head, right? Okay, all of them. Write all of them down. You'll have loads, because everybody does today. Everyone's busy, aren't they? They're really busy. Everyone's busy today, right? And the average person spends 4 hours a day on Facebook or whatever it is, or social media, right? The one that we're busy, right? The one that we feel the way we do. Right, what I'm going to say to you is, when you write all those things down, all the things that are going through your mind, all of those worries, all of those concerns, how many of them can you control or influence? How many, right? How many can you control? You'll realise that the list goes like that. And it gets to about this sort of level, where you've got a few things. That's your daily action. That's it. So today, every single day, I know that there's just a couple of things. I used to have these to-do lists, right? I used to have to-do lists coming out of my arse. You know, they're bloody everywhere. To-do list, to-do list, to-do list. I'm really effective, because I've just took 50% of my to-do lists gone. Oh, there's another 50%. Let me pop them on there. And most of the stuff other people could do. Right? So as a business owner, to leverage myself from being a self-employed manager right the way through the entrepreneur ladder, it was about realising that other people could do a lot of those tasks way better than I could. That was one thing. But to focus on what I could influence. Just imagine that for a second. You can do those tasks way better, way more effectively, with way less stress. All the things that cause you concern that you can't control, you pass to other people. You delegate responsibly, right? Now just start to feel that calm. So imagine every day you spend 80% of your time on the things that you can influence. If you can get to that place straight away, you're going to make a massive difference to the way you feel. So I work in different industries now, but mainly estate agencies, my background. And what most people do in estate agencies is they worry about the number of sales, they worry about the number of instructions, and they worry about the number of properties they've exchanged contracts on, etc., etc. A lot of top line focus. In fact, if I said to you, most of them will spend 80% of their time on the top line, right, and 20% of their time working on the actions, what would you say? That's right, you're probably doing exactly the same in your business. If you reverse that and spend 80% of your time taking action and doing the things that you can influence, you're going to create the most incredible environment, the most incredible business. And it's actually staying away from the can't do's and focusing on the can do's every single day. And that's the skill, ladies and gentlemen. That is the skill. How to distract yourself away from the distractions, right? How to pull yourself away from these demands and people. There's so many time bandits out there at the moment, and I mean that respectfully. Email's just one of them. If I said to you, just do a very quick survey, count the number of emails you've had in the last 7 days and do a tally. How many were urgent, important? How many weren't? What percentage do you think were urgent, important? And out of the ones that weren't, who could have took those on for you? If you want to create a better business, you've got to create yourself a better leadership style and a better approach to the way you manage yourself. You've got to learn to lead yourself before you lead anybody else. And this is a fundamental, because if I didn't pick this up, imagine what I'd be creating around me. You know, I've gone from one business that ran me ragged to having 9 businesses now. We're just about to approach business number 9, where I am not in those businesses day to day. I work on them day to day. I focus on the things I can control day to day. I feel like I've got more time day to day. I work probably on the businesses for half the time, half my week, right? If I'm not coaching or mentoring, well, that's what I do. So what I'm saying to you right now is get your time back. Spend it on the things that you can directly influence and directly control, and you'll have a much better time in the process. I hope you enjoy that advice. Take action and speak to you soon.